So, Coach, you play game after game after game in the season, then all of a sudden it's this long break. How do you feel like the guys have handled it?
We needed a little bit of break. We had some guys with some bumps and bruises. You know, I think each team's different on that. You know, there's times when you've maybe got a younger team who needs to continue to get at bats and see live hitters. Those are the teams where, boy, an early exit out of your conference tournament might not be the best thing. You know, we're older, so I think this team, when you really pull back, we needed a little breather, and it's been good for us.
Your thoughts on the region, the teams in it?
Yeah, no, we've got, as all the regionals are, they're tough. I mean, you look at Army, who we have tomorrow, and that's really all we've been locked in on. But you know, they can really pitch. They're very, very sound defensively. They got some guys with some power, and then they got some guys who can run and steal bases. So, you know, it's another league weekend is the way we're looking at it. UNC Wilmington, extremely offensive with two really good starters. And then Georgia Tech, you know, we've played them already. They're another team that's really offensive. And I really like, you know, their bullpen and what they can do with some things and matching up.
You've been around championship teams before. When you look at the team you have now, do you sense that the pieces are here for a championship team this year? You have 7 national seeds, so obviously there's a lot of respect coming your way. But do you see the pieces that are in place for a potential run?
Yeah, the pieces are there. The pieces are there for probably the majority of the teams in this thing, right? But at the end of the day, I mean, you look at the experience we've had, you know, in the SEC. The league is probably the best it's been, you know, since I've been in it. We know that we've gone into, you know, Tennessee and won a game, and gone into A&M and won a game, for example, and then, you know, swept a couple teams here at home, and then obviously the big series against South Carolina on the road that we had. So you look at it, yeah, the pieces are there. Now, can you put it together when it matters and make a run? And if we can, yeah, I like our chances.
Just having this in Athens, how big is that for you guys?
Oh, I think it's one of the things I love about, you know, postseason baseball is when you're at home, things are just different, right? I mean, I've been fortunate in all my time in the SEC. I haven't played a regional on the road. I did when I was at Dallas Baptist, but you know, when you're at home, there's just a comfort level that guys get. They love our ballpark. Our guys love hitting here. Our fans have been awesome this year, so I mean, it really is truly a home field advantage for us, I think.
So what do you expect kind of the atmosphere to be like, speaking of those fans, and just knowing the rival down the streets coming into town as well?
Yeah, I expect a good crowd tomorrow, and it's going to be rocking. You know, we cleared out, you know, thanks to our administration and Josh Brooks and Tanner Steins, they cleared out some trees. I got a feeling the hill's going to be rocking tomorrow.
There's a little bit of a game of chess with the way you handled the SEC baseball tournament. How confident were you that you guys had put the work in to be a top 8?
Yeah, I mean, you got to rely on it, and then, you know, once you, we didn't know we were a top 8 at that point, but we knew we were in, and we knew. Somebody asked me earlier about, you know, timeout. We knew we had some guys dinged up, and so we weren't going to quote unquote push in all our chips to win a game, and we were trying to win. Don't misunderstand me by any means, but I wasn't bringing guys back on short rest if I didn't have to, and we felt like we didn't have to. And if at that point in time, if it cost us something, then we just felt being healthy was way more important than, you know, winning a couple games in Hoover.
And what is, I guess I'd follow up and say, what does that say about the confidence that you have in your team? You guys have come off a couple of tough losses going into that. You currently lost 3 of the last 4, and
sure,
it looks like the table's set for you to make a run.
Yeah, so we remember different here. So we look at it as we won 7 out of our last 10 league games, and we built off that.
Just looking at those pictures, well, I imagine this is the longest rest for game action they've had since the season started, almost 2 weeks. What does preparation look like when you're resting and also keeping those arms warm?
Yeah, we're doing a lot of sim games as far as the hitting goes, like simulating games and at bats. And then on the mound, we're doing the same thing. I didn't want to throw to live hitters without going into all, you know, our you know, thoughts behind that. But we've done a lot of bullpen work where they were sim games, guys standing in, working different counts, working different things guys needed to work on. So, like I say, if this team was young you know, you'd probably be a little more concerned about the time off, but you go around the field, we're pretty old. These guys have, you know, we've got some guys with postseason experience, so they know how to get their body and mind ready.
Speaking of that, where's Charlie Goldstein at?
Yeah, Charlie will be on the roster.
Does it add another layer of excitement the potential to play Georgia Tech?
For us, not. I mean, we got to take care of Army, man. Army's really good, and you know, I think one of the things that you learn really fast in this game is when you look too far ahead, you know, you'll get beat. But no, I mean, yeah, obviously the rivalry's there. I mean, I'd be naive not to say that we don't know that, but no, I mean, our focus right now is on Army and what we got to do to beat them.
A guy like Charlie, SEC games, he's still stepping up in these big time moments. How will, and I guess for all the players, how will this feel different than an SEC Friday night on the road?
I hope not too much, right? I mean, that's your hope. You know, some of these guys haven't been here, so I don't think we'll know till tomorrow. Yeah, till tomorrow. But you know, one of the things we talk a lot about is you know, I think what can speed guys up sometimes is you forget the fans that are here in your home ballpark. They're cheering for you, right? They're not, you know, it's not like the road where they're cheering against you. So, you know, hopefully tomorrow, whatever we pack in here, you know, it's like I continually tell our guys, hey, they're rooting for you to do good, not too bad. So, you know, feed off of that energy, feed off that belief that they have in you, and let that drive your confidence.
You talked about the rivalry. Is there bad blood after the way the rainout happened with Tech, and have you talked to Danny since then?
Yeah, I don't talk to a lot of coaches, so so when I say no, it doesn't mean no. I move on. I mean, like I say, you can't dwell or, hey man, everybody I think in the tournament is good, and so yeah, I mean, you got to move past it. And some I tell you, know, emotions are dangerous. You know, they usually make somebody weak and take you out of your routine. So we try to play with not a lot of emotion, more energy than anything else.
Do you allow yourself to reflect, Wes, on what you've done, like Georgia, top 8 seed? I know there's work to be done and whatnot, but do you stop and let the guys know what they've accomplished to this point and enjoy that just a little bit?
I know. That's, you know, I'm always the guy who's afraid if I stop, somebody's going to catch me or catch us or get closer or whatever term. Not like we're out in front, but you know what I'm saying, like to use that analogy. So, no, I'll probably reflect in July some point. But no, I want the guys to. I mean, you know, part of getting confidence and belief and focus is reflecting back on, you know, what you've done well. So we do a lot of that. We show a lot of video to our players of them having success. But actually sitting back and reflecting, and we'll do that when it's over.
The other day,
Trey Phelps is kind of hitting his stride here late in the season. How has he kind of impacted this team and just being so young?
Yeah, it's not good. You know, good thing for Trey is he's healthy. You know, there's a lot of times, you know, guys have little things that we don't ever talk about, you know, outside of our clubhouse. And Trey's had a lot of dings and dents leading up. I mean, you can even say, I mean, gosh, he comes in against A&M and hits the big homer in the game we win, and then goes out and, you know, he had a little like oblique thing going on at that time. We had to get him out of the game. He didn't even finish that game. But we knew he had a couple swings in him. So, and then I think all you're seeing now is Trey Phelps is healthy and now playing to what we think Trey Phelps can do.
Got time for one more question.
You knew a lot about Charlie before you came here. You addressed him as, you know, one of the best hitters in the country last year as an LSU pitching coach. What did you learn about him personally that may have surprised you a little bit, that non-baseball related once you got here?
Yeah, you know, the great ones have a different mind. You know, I've been, and so, and that mind will do different things, right? Meaning, like the way they think on the field, you usually see it carry over to off the field, you know, in terms of like being excellent or having drive or wanting to win at everything they do, and but doing it with, you know, with a purpose and a plan, and I think that's when I got here, obviously that made me extremely excited, because when the great ones I've been around, you know, they have that, and to see that from Charlie, I was like, oh, okay, this guy's got a chance.
Thank you, Coach.
He says.
so you get